Welcome to the first season of Ancient Anecdotes powered by Listen Come. This is your host, Ramanathan Iyer.
And this is Lalita Ramanathan.
Lalitama, why do you need 6 bananas for your trip? Won't 2 be enough?
What if I get hungry later? What if there's nowhere to get food in the village?
Papa, the English word for what you're showing is called paranoia. Say?
Paranoia.
Yes, baseless fear. You aren't going to a place like thaw in the Nubian desert where nothing grows. You're just going to the outskirts of Tumkur and Arsikere. These are some of the most fertile regions of Karnataka. It is a 4-hour drive at max. And Ramya teacher is definitely going to feed all of you.
Appa, I feel snacky in between journeys. What do I do then?
Drink water. See, whatever be the case, forget even the need for the food, okay? The idea is that you should move with the firm belief that you will always get what you need in life. Granddad always used to say, move like the jasmine wine.
You mean take bath and be fragrant like a jasmine?
No, Papa. The jasmine plant has a stem modification called as stolon. Whenever the weight of the stem and the leaves or flowers on it become too much for the plant to bear, it either leans on other supports or grows tendrils or stoops back to the ground.
Yeah, our teacher did tell us that the plant is a twiner.
See, the plant doesn't bother who will give us support. It just grows happily and blossoms into fragrant flowers. The gardener has to worry about giving it support correctly. This total trust the jasmine has on the universe is worth learning from.
Okay, Pa. So what should I do then?
Now, take a deep breath and breathe out. Very good. Do 2-3 more times. Excellent. Do you feel like you need 6 more bananas now?
Maybe you're right. 2 will be enough. Appa, I'm putting the 4 bananas back.
Good girl. See, you have become aware now. The breath has brought back your awareness.
Pranayama.
Yes. And also, your intellect has become clear, isn't it? You can't eat more than 2 bananas actually. If you need any more, be assured that you will get it for sure. Then you can think about giving to others instead of thinking only about yourself. Even sage Mudgala did the same thing. He had innocent faith in Lokanatha Janardhana. And Sriman Narayana gave him far beyond his needs as well. In fact, he made sure that the needs of the entire world are satisfied for eons to come.
What? Rishi Mudgala also went on a trip to Tumkur and loved to eat bananas?
What? No, he...
Oh, he grew jasmine plants maybe.
Oh God. No. Listen, no. Did you think the great sage Mudgala was the head gardener at Lal Bagh? Now put back your stuff. Come, I'll tell you the story on the way. In the ancient pages of the Skanda Puranam, the venerable Vedavyasa wrote a whole section about the benefits of visiting various Tirtha Kshetras where the gods applauded the efforts and devotion of their devotees. One such kshetram is the Kshira-kunda. Say?
Kshira-kunda. Appa, where is this place?
The 3rd book of the Skanda Puranam is the Brahma-kanda, and the Setu Mahatmya speaks a lot about Rameshwaram and all the places around it that bore silent witness to historically epic events. The Puranas mostly have conversational coverage from the point of view of sages like Shaunaka Rishi and his companions asking the venerable sage Suta Pauranikar to recount the stories that he had heard from his father, the great sage Romaharshana.
Appa, who is sage Romaharshana?
One of the disciples of sage Vyasapa, Paila, Jaimini, Vaishampayana and Sumantu were the disciples of Vyasa who spread the 4 Vedas, no? But based on the Shiva Purana, all the Puranams were learnt by the sage Romaharshana as Vyasa narrated them to his disciples. Sage Romaharshana's son was the great Suta Pauranikar. In the Skanda Puranam, while speaking about all the sacred places and their importances, he begins the Setu Mahatmya, the chapter which is a part of the Brahma-kanda. There, sage Sutta talks about 24 different sacred sites, beginning with the Chakratirtha and ending with Ramadanushkoti.
Japairvaniyamaivapi Kshira-kunda vilokinam Kshira-kundasya vatena Sprishtadeho narodvijaha Brahmalokam anuprapya Tatraiva parimuchyate Nimagnah Kshira-kundesmin Avamatyapi bhaskaram Tasya murdhani tishteyuhu Ujvalatah pavakopamaha Magnanam Kshira-kundesmin Chita vaitarani nadi Sarvani narakan yuddha Vyarthani cha bhavantihi Kamadhenusmetasmin Kshira-kunde sthitepyaho.
In the southernmost part of India lies the holy land of Devipatana, also called as Setumula. This is the place from where Sri Ramachandra is said to have built his majestic Setu. Granddad used to tell us that a short travel from here brings us to a place near present-day Rameshwaram named Tirupullani. This place was referred to in the Puranas as Pullagrama. This is the area which is renowned for the sacred Kshira-kunda Tirtha.
Appa, is this place still there even today?
Tirupullani is still there, Pa, but unfortunately, the Kshira-kunda Kshetra was submerged in the water several centuries back. But according to legend, Pullagrama's divine origin traces back centuries ago to the famed sage Mudgala Maharishi. Mudgala was once rich and affluent, but he was innocent and easily beguiled. He lost all his material wealth, and his wife stood firmly by him and inspired him to be steadfast to the feet of Lord Mahavishnu. Mudgala performed intense tapasya in the forests for years. He didn't really wish to get something as a result of the tapas. Just the very idea of being steadfast about the image of the Lord was good enough for him. At a particular stage in the tapasya, Mudgala retreated deep into the sylvan glades of Pullagrama to conduct an elaborate yajna. As the blazing flames engulfed sandalwood logs and other aromatic substances with ghee dissolved into a growing inferno, Mudgala chanted sonorous hymns to invoke the gods. The sounds resonated into the heavens, delighting every deva beyond measure. And then, in the midst of leaping flames and curling smoke, emerged the magnificent form of Lord Mahavishnu himself. Radiant as a shimmering sapphire, Lord Mahavishnu stood magnificently astride his noble mount Garuda. On one hand, he brandished the gleaming Sudarshana Chakra, while another hand extended the brilliant conch. On the third hand resplended mid the Kaumodaki mace, and his fourth hand sporting blessing posture. The fiery blaze of the Homa seemed dull before Vishnu's resplendence.
O Mudgala, rise! I am pleased with this hymn of yours as well as by the Kratu. I have come to your Homa to partake of the harvest directly. Appa, what is Kratu and harvest?
Kratu is the entire Homa process, Pa. It includes the Ahuti, the chanting and everything. It is said that the gods consume what we have to offer. So, these offerings, when consumed by God, is then distributed to all as prasadam. Before it becomes prasadam, it is called as havis. Overwhelmed by emotion, with tears of innocent devotion running in spate, Mudgala prostrated before his beloved deity, praising him with eloquent verses. मुद्गल उवाच प्रथमं जगतसृष्ट्रे पालकाय ततः परम् संहर्त्रे च ततः पश्चान्नमो नारायणाय ते नमः शफररूपाय कमठाय चिदात्मने नमो वराहवपुषे नाम नमो वराहवपुषे नमः पञ्चास्य रूपिणे वामनाय नमस्तुभ्यं जमदग्निसुताय ते राघवस्य नमस्तुभ्यं बलभद्राय ते नमः कृष्णाय कल्कयेतुभ्यं नमो विज्ञानरूपिणे रक्ष मां करुणासिन्धो नारायण जगत्पते निर्लज्जं कृपणं क्रूरं पिशुनं दाम्भिकं कृशं परदारपरद्रव्यपरक्षेत्रैकलोलुपम् असूयाविष्टमनसं मां रक्ष कृपया हरे इति स्तुतो हरिः साक्षान् मुद्गलेन द्विजोत्तमाः तमाहं मुद्गलं मुनिं मेघगम्भीरया गिरा. O Hrishikesha, my existence has reached its zenith. My family is blessed, and every aspect of my life has borne fruit through your divine presence at my homa. My humble abode has been sanctified by your presence. I have only heard stories of devout yogis yearning for this privilege. In gratitude, I honor you with offerings presenting sandalwood paste and flowers and the sacred Purodasha. As promised, Lord Vishnu gently received the Havis offerings with his own hand, cementing the Homa's fruition. The whole of creation rejoiced as Vishnu consumed the sacrificial meal himself. Even the Vedic gods themselves marveled at this divine grace of Lord Mahavishnu himself accepting the Havis.
Shri Hariruvacha Pritosmyeneन stotrena Mudgalah krutunachate Pratyakshena havirbhoktum Aham te kratumagataha Ityukto harina tatra Mudgalastushtamanasaha Uvacha dhokshajam vipro Bhaktya paramaya yutaha.
Pleased beyond measure, Lord Vishnu offered Mudgala any magnificent boon of his choice. The denizens of the heavens waited with bated breath to hear what Mudgala would ask. Mudgala wiped his incessant tears and steadied his breath. He smiled weakly and said, O Lord, your divine presence during my Homa and your acceptance of the Havis from this poor meritless man's hands have filled my heart with contentment. If I am yet to ask, O Kamalanayana, all I seek is for unwavering and sincere devotion towards you, free from any falseness. This steadfast devotion is my earnest desire.
Mudgala, your heart is pure. Your actions are sincere. You will reach me at the end of this lifetime. There is no doubt. My heart yearns to reward you, your unwavering devotion. Pray, ask for a boon.
Madhava, Hari, I have had only one desire ever, said Mudgala. I wish to perform a sacred Homa called as the Payo Homa ritual at dawn and dusk, dedicating it to the fire god who embodies your presence. My intent is to conduct this Homa using cow's milk as an offering to honor you. The sacred Vedas prescribe performing the Payo Homa with milk twice daily. However, I have no material wealth. I lack cows to provide the milk for this holy offering. O Gopala, I got this great good fortune of being in your physical presence. Not everyone else will get this great privilege. I understand this. So, may I please request you to grant me this boon so that the benefits of this Homa may be distributed to all the people in the world who seek your lotus feet. It is said Lord Mahavishnu's eyes welled up with happiness. A single teardrop fell to the ground and formed a vast lake. The Lord then smiled and said,
So be it.
Hari continued,
Behold this divine lake. This divine pool will not only give you a way to perform the Payo Homa, but will also serve as a reservoir of all benefits of all of these homas you perform. People who bathe in its waters will be rid of all kinds of sins, mortal and divine.
Hari looked into the horizon and called out fondly,
O peerless Twashta, arrive at once.
Vishwakarma was Twashta's son, hence the name Twashta. Vishwakarman, the celestial architect of the Devas, appeared at once with folded hands.
O Vishwakarma, behold Mudgala, a lion among devotees. His only wish is for a vast crystalline lake upon the forest grounds from where he can draw milk for the Payo Homa. Fashion this lake for him. Let this lake be a marvel, its banks adorned with crystals and precious stones. Shape its foundations and boundaries with care, for this sacred spot shall reflect the heavens' grandeur.
Vishwakarman set to work without any delay. As each detail added to the lake's divine allure, Lord Narayana invoked Surabhi, the divine cow.
O revered Surabhi, Mudgala seeks to honor me daily through the ritual of Payo Homa. I request, dear divine cow, that you visit this sacred lake every morning and evening. Please grace it with your milk so Mudgala may conduct the holy Homa at dawn and dusk with the offerings you provide.
By Vishnu's grace, Surabhi agreed to perpetually replenish the lake at each dawn with her rich and fragrant milk. Thus was born the heavenly Kshira-kunda, sustained by boundless divine providence. True to Vishnu's blessings, Mudgala performed the Payo Homa by the tranquil waters daily, the sweet aroma permeating the entire village. He continued to do this until decades passed and Mudgala achieved oneness with the divine. But the mystic site's glory lived on. Legends say that bathing in the Kshira-kunda cleanses even the most egregious of sins, liberating one from the cycles of rebirth and death. Its banks draw pilgrims from across the land, seeking freedom from life's bitter trials and passage to spiritual paradise.
Appa, if the story is basically about Mudgala getting some milk for his sacrifice, why did Narayana give him a whole lake to conduct the Payo Homa?
Oh, no. See, you are missing the point.
Huh? What did I miss?
Not everyone are steadfast enough to perform the great Payo Homa twice daily for the entirety of their lives. Because not everyone is like Rishi Mudgala. Through his devotion, Rishi Mudgala achieves Vaikunta Padam. But the lake lives on. the purity of thought and deed with which the lake was conceived, has been known to bring respite to millions afflicted by great sins and curses through the eons. Everyone has paranoia in them to some extent. Our fears are always about our desires not getting fulfilled, isn't it? We are afraid of the possibility that our happiness won't last. We strive for happiness in the present, but the planning and the fears pull us away into the future. Such fears are like an endlessly deep lake. Every single day we get lots of desires. Surabhi is a wish-fulfilling cow. Her milk represents care and sustenance of every being. Even if our wishes are getting fulfilled, we keep getting more and more desires, isn't it? How does Sriman Narayana tell us that offering our thoughts at the divine's feet is the right way by which all our negative tendencies and fears get addressed? The right way to address this tendency of the mind? Granddad used to tell us, perhaps that's the reason Mudgala was born, to teach the true meaning of the word Sharanagati to the whole universe. His story inspires all beings to come to Kshira-kunda as a sign of understanding this truth and to practice the solution. The divine takes care of our needs always, like the wish-fulfilling Surabhi, and we can surrender our feverish wants and desires at the Kshira-kunda and really relax. In fact, isn't that what Sriman Narayana is actually doing at Shvetadvipa? All around him is the milk ocean that symbolizes that he is in charge of the care and sustenance of every being in the universe. And Narayana rests there in an aware state, keeping an eye on every creation and yet being relaxed. This is the core symbolism behind this wonderful story.
Sorry, Pa. I wasn't aware that I was taking more than what was needed.
That's alright, dearest. Being aware is anyhow the key. How about now? Regaining our awareness is like bathing in the Kshira-kunda, isn't it?
Yes, I feel like I have also bathed in the Kshira-kunda. Appa, was the Kshira-kunda made specially for humans?
Not just humans. Even the gods came here for washing away their sins.
Huh? Appa, don't they have other bathrooms in Svargaloka?
Papa, pay attention. Did you know that the great Kashyapa Prajapati's wife, Kadru, was penalized with a sure seat in Naraka for deceitfully enslaving her own sister, Vinata?
Oh, really?
Yes. And you know what saved her at the nick of the time? Hear what Suta Pauranika has to say. Just hearing this story brings relief from sins similar to the one done by Kadru. Suta uvacha evametadvijvara yushmakam kathitam maya yatha kshira saro nama तीर्थयस्य पुरा भवत् इदं क्षीरसाराः पुण्यं सर्वलोकेषु विश्रुतं कश्यपस्य मुने पत्नी कद्रू यत्र द्विजोत्तमा स्नात्वा स्वभर्तृवाक्येन नोदिता नियमान्विता चलेन मुमुसे सद्य सपत्नी जयदोषितः अतो अत्र तीर्थे ये स्नान्ति मानवा शुद्धमानसा तेषां विमुक्तबन्धनां मुक्तानां पुण्यकर्मिणां किं यागैः किमु वा वेदैः किं वा तीर्थानि सेवनैः
Wow!
Yes, to this day, the villagers of Pullagrama celebrate an annual festival commemorating Lord Vishnu's grand epiphany and Mudgala's legacy, the great Kshira-kunda. The Adi Jagannatha temple was built on the banks of the wondrous lake, a temple whose Shalagrama predates Sri Ramachandra himself.
What? A temple older than Ramachandra?
Yes, the Shalagrama idol of the Adi Jagannatha temple is older than the Darbashayana sanctum inside the temple premises of the great Kodanda Ramaswamy temple in Rameshwaram. Eons later, during the 8th century CE, the medieval Cholas rebuilt the great Adi Jagannatha temple. The work was carried forward by the Pandya rulers in the 9th centuries and the Madurai Nayakars after that. Parantaka Chodan the first and his son Adityavarman the first were the first to be advised by their court seers about the value of the old Shalagrama in this temple. Over the centuries, throngs gather by the Kshira-kunda to reenact the sages' legendary homas and glimpse the divine. Night-long bhajans resound amidst flickering lamps floating across the shimmering waters, transporting all the people who come there back to that moment when divinity descended to bless a devoted soul. And so spins the astounding tale behind the celestial lake of Kshira-kunda, sanctified by time and yet eternally sublime, waiting to welcome enlightenment seekers with its immortal and liberating grace.
Appa,
Yes, Papa?
why did Khadru cheat Vinata? What really happened?
Nothing serious. Vinata and Kadru had a bet as to whether Uchashravasa's tail was whether white or black.
Huh? Uchashravas? The divine horse that arose from the Samudra Mantanam? That is simple only, no? It is milky white.
See, this is how Kadru cheated Vinata. She waited for Vinata to take a stand, and then she asked her son, Karkotaka, to go and cover Uchashravasa's tail. Now, Karkotaka was as black as collyrium. So, when the divine horse landed on Swargaloka, Vinata saw that the tail was black, and so she conceded defeat. Kadru then asked Karkotaka to come off the tail, and then everybody saw that the tail was white.
Cheating, Pa.
Yes, Vinata suffered 1,000 years of slavery at Kadru's hand, and also in the hands of her sons, the Nagas.
Poor Vinata. How was she saved then?
We will be going to the mystical temple of Tirukkurungudi soon. I will tell you at that time.
Appa, now even you are also cheating. I want to hear now. What is that? What is in Tirukkurungudi? Appa!
Hear it first on
Ancient Anecdotes.
your favorite podcast streaming providers.
Tune in every week for a brand new episode.